How many times do you feel that you're not able to study? How many times do you regret that you haven't studied? How many times do you think you could have done better in an exam? This is a very common problem and it sort of happens to everyone. We try studying, we sit through with the book open, we try to solve problems, but sort of they seem too difficult, and we want to study but we get distracted. And it's very common, it's not your fault. This happens because of mainly two reasons. One is we don't have a habit of concentrating for longer periods of time. So it's a new world. It's a world full of social media. All sorts of entertainments are available with you at your fingertips, and it's very easy to get distracted, and our attention spans have gotten sort of shorter as we go along. And it also happens because it's not necessary that all the subjects that you're studying will have sort of your interest, and sometimes it's sort of the subject that you're studying is just too tough, and you just give up and avoid it until you have to face it, for example, like a day before the exam. And second is we pass through a lot of subjects without their understanding. So we don't understand something, and then when it comes up later, it sort of is very difficult for us to sort of understand what it was based on. So it's very much possible that you wouldn't have understood everything that you have studied in school. It's also possible that you misunderstood something and that sort of is carrying on with you till now. And it's also possible that you would have just forgotten some things. So this sort of creates another huge barrier to your learning as you fail to understand what's going on now. So what you need in this time is you need sort of a longer period of time to you need enough patience to sort of go back to that part and sort of study that again, so that you're able to understand what you're studying now. These are very common problems, and if you've faced these before, I know as a lot of us have, don't worry. And there's a very simple solution that I personally employed. So when I was in my 10th standard, I was sort of facing a similar issue, and I used a very simple solution. It's basically just 2 hours per day. Yes, 2 hours may seem very less, and you might think that okay, probably studying for longer periods of time, and you keep hearing that okay, successful students here study for longer periods of time, but a consistent 2 hours every day is sort of far more productive. So first thing this does is, if you're studying every day for 2 hours, it makes you consistent, and by that way you end up putting a lot of hours in studying you would have done without sort of planning, and you're just thinking that okay, I'll study as much as possible. So fixing 2 hours in your daily schedule does get a lot of study done. Second is 2 hours a day gives you sort of time to look back to concepts that you can't seem to be understanding. So you need to make sure that you're open to learning. You need to improve your study process, and don't forget to look up internet, or just ask a friend, or get consult back with your teacher. Whatever you do, just make sure that you're spending enough time in sort of understanding something, so that you're not sort of just remembering it. You understand it, you know it, so while you're solving a problem, you are able to do it, and you're putting enough time. Sometimes that's what happens, that if it's a topic is tough, you need to put in more time, and that's what sometimes happens, that you don't seem to have enough time. But if you start giving 2 hours every day to your study, you get to invest that much amount of time in sort of studying. Yeah, so this is just be a good start. Once you have built a habit of concentrating for 2 hours of time, as you go along, you would be able to increase your number of hours as well. You would be able to improve your concentration. You would start understanding stuff, and what that will do is it will give you confidence that okay, you can sit for hours, you can understand stuff, and you can improve yourself. So that initial confidence boost will help you study better, will help you sort of understand stuff better, and will help make you enjoy the learning process rather than just keep procrastinating it. Yeah, so that's it. Do try this. for a couple of days or maybe for a week, and let me know in the comments if it's something that works for you, or let me know if there's something else that has sort of worked for you, and share that with other people who might be looking up for this video. And if you liked it, do give a like, and a sub to the channel would be amazing. So thanks.